Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are pretty much ready to deploy here, so let's see what we've got available. Because we need to make some cash, that's definitely for sure. This is just an assassinate mission, pretty decent salvage too. Is this a double? That is a double priority salvage. Nice, we'll sit right there. Excellent. Okay, these are not the mech warriors we're bringing for now. We are going to be bringing... I'm not sure that this is the mechs that we want these in, but they're the only mech warriors we have available. I actually am thinking we may want... Actually, Valen the Assassin is probably ideal, now that I think about it. Not the best piloting or guts, but I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So let's go ahead and deploy. We should be starting to get some of our mech warrior bandits going quite soon, so we get that sweet, sweet 25% crit chance. I really feel like that's too good to give up, where you basically have to have bandit on pretty much every character. That's my opinion right now, anyway. I don't claim to be an expert at this. That's just my current feeling. Oh yeah, that pop-up about talking to Sumire. I'm going to try to remember to do that after this mission. Talk to Sumire about aerospace fighter coverage, that is. That'll probably be too expensive, but I want it to be on our radar. For now, though, we need to destroy the target and escape. We have an opportunity to eliminate a key figure in the Lyran hierarchy in this system, which will leave their organization in chaos and ensure safety for Davian operations. The target will be relatively unguarded and vulnerable, and we'd like for you to strike in this window of opportunity. Sounds like we'll be hitting a middle manager. Not much glory, but it pays. Target won't be alone, Commander, and there's a bonus if we clean up the escorting units. Still, if things get too hot, we can always hit and run. Oh my, this is quite the map. Okay. We've got some allies. I have no idea where the enemies are. I'd like to deploy maybe over here-ish. Yeah, that'll do. Our allies deployed right over here.
We can use the forest to our advantage.
Ready for action, Commander.
Kind of a ways away there. Okay. So we've got a land air mech backing us up, as well as a... What are you? Hunter Light support tank? Okay. Well, this is a little laggy. There we go. So I'm assuming that's a target unit with the supporting unit over here. Oh my.
Moving to position.
Copy that.
Not in combat yet. Fascinating. Now we're in combat. We see it's a Jenner. It's facing this direction.
Got something you want done?
Yeah, actually, I do. I want you to close in here. Hit this guy's side arc.
Understood. Moving fast.
Hello, this is new in the version here. These little boxes indicating that these are interactable. I don't think it's anything other than graphical, but that's new. It's always exciting. I'm on the current latest version.
Primary target damage, Commander.
As of today, which is the 1st of November.
What do you need?
We're going to close in with the Spectre, and I'd love to close in at this angle here.
Confirmed.
Keeps us out of the line of fire, while at the same time allowing us to hit this side arc.
I'm taking this shot.
The large laser missed, which made me very sad. Land air mech isn't doing anything. I'm surprised that this Jenner hasn't moved yet. We're going to sprint in as close as we can with the assassin here.
On it.
This is front arc, but we're still going to take a pot shot.
Firing a full salvo.
Okay, couple damage. I didn't expect much there, honestly. Now we're going to come in with the Panther. Fire with that ER large. Okay, only 8 damage. Is he going to make a run for it? No, he's going to miss everything on the assassin. I like it. And he didn't even manage to stray shot us. LRM's in on the Jenner, doing 8 damage. We'll take it.
What's up, boss?
We're going to sprint in to ideal-ish range here with the Hornet. That's not going to do any wonders for our hit odds, but I want to get in a little closer. Yeah, I didn't figure we'd get much out of that one.
No luck. luck.
That was more of a positional change than it was an attack. Now the main concern here, as we attempt to flank our Spectre this direction, is that we know the supporting forces are over here, and they're probably making their way this way.
Standing by.
So that's something that we need to be absolutely aware of.
On my way.
We're going to move up with the Panther.
Confirmed.
Ooh, that was a solid CT hit there. Structure exposure. Is that a CT structure exposure? Yes, that is. Okay, roger that. We are abandoning side arc.
Yep.
Just going to go in straight into the frontal arc. Going to move in 1 hex closer, but no closer than this.
Understood.
We moved into this position for the small laser ideal range. If this doesn't kill, the assassin stands right in front and melees.
Here we go.
Okay, that wasn't great rolls there. Now, the Jenner is actually going to move here. Backed off. Fired on the Spectre and missed everything again. Okay. Can the assassin get in? Actually, yes, it can. It can even kick here. And so we shall. This is likely to do a fair amount if we hit.
Putting my weight into it.
Boop. Okay, that was all on armor. He is panicked, though. Missiles coming in. Hitting the leg for 4 damage, destroying the upper leg. Okay. Now we see a J. Edgar over here. We see a second J. Edgar. That's not very frightening. Okay. Land air mech. Doing some damage. I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like the assassin has this Jenner under control. We're going to head up over this way and get eyes on up here. Okay. Hit odds are better on this J. Edgar. Frontal armor is pretty thick on this thing, though, so I don't expect too much out of this. Okay, some damage. It's absolutely fine.
Standing by.
The Hornet is going to make its way up over here.
I copy.
And here's the thing. This Jenner doesn't move until phase 10. The assassin moves in phase 15. I'm betting that the assassin can kill the Jenner this round, is what's happening here.
Giving them everything I've got.
Okay, I didn't expect too much out of that.
Failed to connect.
We're mostly scouting this out and getting positioning. So the assassin moves now, and we are going to kick again. Boop. That's a leg destruction. Ammo explosion. Fantastic.
Target neutralized.
That is exactly what we were looking for. We have so far taken 0 damage. That will very, very likely change. I'm going to jump the Panther here. It's not great for our hit odds, but it's great for our positioning. And I think we're going to just brace this turn. I think our hit odds are too bad and our heat is too high. So we'll just sink a little heat. Hunter moves up, fires on the J. Edgar. Does nothing. Okay. Now's their opportunity to do some damage. By not firing. Okay. Taking burn damage and missing everything. Well,
What do you need?
that was certainly interesting. We're going to come in rear arc here, and we're going to kick them in the rear arc. And this could very easily kill this J. Edgar if we happen to hit in the actual rear here.
Moving to position.
Let's see.
Ah,
That's a miss. 5% chance of missing, and it missed. Sad.
negative damage.
We still got good hits with the lasers, though. The J. Edgar is now panicked. Land air mech moves up. Fires on the other J. Edgar for reasons. Okay, this guy moves in. Doesn't do anything. Oh, he has no ammo. Fair enough. Okay,
Double time.
we're going to come in here
Here it comes.
and do 1 damage. Excellent. See what this guy does? Oh, we do see there's another vehicle out there. It's got a pulse laser on it. Okay, that's some rear armor on the Spectre. I didn't realize that other vehicle was out there. That isn't that threatening as long as we don't have our back to it, of course. We can only charge this J. Edgar. So I think we're just going to move up like this.
Move order confirmed. Giving him everything.
And see if we can get this guy to eject.
Standing by.
The assassin is, of course, going to sprint its way up over here.
Confirmed.
And I'm just... yeah, these hit odds are really bad. We're going to go for this J. Edgar, even though it's not a threat in the slightest.
Enemy flanking.
I'm not surprised by that. Not in the slightest. Okay, the hunter moves up, fires on the irrelevant J. Edgar. Silly.
Standing by.
Okay, so this Spectre here. We could very easily jump somewhere like here.
Roger.
And make it so that the best that this galleon can get is, in fact, rear arc. Or not rear arc, side arc. And we can fire on this J. Edgar. Do not much, because we missed the large laser. Fair enough. Legendary Mech jumps and fires on the J. Edgar. Doesn't do anything, though.
Yes, Commander.
To absolutely no one's surprise. Okay, we're just going to move up over here. We can't actually melee. Okay. I think we're just going to move into melee range here. Point blank range this J. Edgar. See if we can get it to eject or maybe go through this side.
Firing a full salvo.
Okay, that's a whole lot of nothing.
Orders.
This Hornet, on the other hand, absolutely can melee. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Acknowledged. You wanna go? Let's go.
Okay,
Commander.
that's fine. We're going to melee this J. Edgar here.
Targeting for physical attack.
And we missed. Okay, that's fair enough.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
Well, you did 1 damage. Be fair. Wow.
Armor's holding, Commander. Nothing.
Wow. That was really lucky. They ended up missing almost all of those on a single evasive pip. This guy just moved through the fire and took burn damage. Good for him. This guy can't do anything.
Mess him up good.
Okay. We're going to come in over... Actually... this guy's positioning is pretty good, actually. We're going to come over, I think, this direction. And fire on this J. Edgar. It's an overheat alert, apparently.
Firing a full salvo.
But it's not showing up in the bar. Did we jump out of fire, perhaps?
That's a miss.
Nope, the overheat alert was, I think, just in error. Okay.
I'm here.
Sounds good. The Spectre is going to move in behind this guy, and I would love to actually melee him from the rear with a kick. Is this a correct angle? Yeah, that's a good angle. This is probably going to kill this guy. These things have very little HP. Okay, that's a miss. 16% chance. And we missed. Wow, that was really bad rolls, actually. We had a 70% chance to hit everything there, and we only hit one thing. Just absolutely abysmal rolls. Oh well, it doesn't actually change anything.
Awaiting orders.
Just slows us down a little. I want to continue hitting this J. Edgar.
Affirmative.
Or, you know, missing the J. Edgar, as the case apparently is.
Failed to connect.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, get up here.
Roger.
That's 60 damage. We'll take it. And another 15, so 75 total. He killed himself through burn damage. Actually, he ejected. He went through the fire and then ejected. Fascinating. Now this vehicle, of course, is not going to be able to do anything at all. Some burn damage on the galleon.
System folding. Aye, aye.
Okay. Come on in. Rear arc on the galleon. We barely hit this thing previously. The hit-offs were so good, too. Okay, that time we hit decently.
Waiting for
The Hornet is going to come over here and kick the J. Edgar. There we go. Like, this wasn't difficult. It just appeared difficult because our rolls were abysmal.
one for the scrap heap.
It's not even going to be very much to repair. Land Air Mech actually killed the Galleon for us, so there we go. GG. Let's get out of here.
Mission successful.
So, that was incredibly easy, but rolls were not in our favor. And it might have had something to do with our morale, for all I know. As far as salvage here goes, we're definitely going to roulette these parts. I want that medium pulse laser, though. We'll grab this armor. And I did see a comment about selling the previous armor. Now, I'll go over the reason why I did that. I'm not going to sell this armor just in case I'm wrong. I'm going to go over my reasoning, though, and double check that it's correct on why I sold this in the previous mission. So that's going to be a thing. I'm going to grab this Engine Core 210 just for cash. We don't really have a use for this FCS. Ooh, ferrofibrous. We don't have one of those. Unless there's anything else particularly good. I mean, we have a few double heat sinks. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so these parts are great. This basic cockpit we don't need. 145 we do not have in stock. 210 we do. We're going to keep the ferrofibrous. We obviously keep the double heat sink. These standard heat sink coolings, we've got 3 that we can get rid of. So we already had 5. Same with the fusion engine. We'll get rid of that. The SRM ammo, we only have 2 of those in stock. We'll keep them for now. Okay, now let's go into the mech bay here. And Yang is going to give us an estimate of like, what, maybe 5K in 3 days? Not very much. Maybe a little more than that. We did take some damage towards the end. But we'll see. What do you got for us, Yang? 5K 2 days. Do it. Okay, so let me hop into the mech bay here. And I'm just going to look at the assassin here as the example. You can stop spinning. I'm going to look at the assassin here as the example. I just want to make sure that my theory was correct. So, if we go into the equipment here, this armor, this is the generic armor that we sold last time. So we take off the ferrofibrous. Every mech that is not a primitive mech has this generic armor already. Minus 10% on the armor and on the armor tech points, and minus 20% on the armor C-bills. It's the same thing. You can put it in, it costs 1,000 and costs 1 day, but it's exactly the same armor. Now, we're not going to take off this ferrofibrous armor. I just wanted to show that. So, because of that, that's why I've not been keeping regular armor in stock. And I want to go into selling here. Oh, hello, that buyback button. Is that new? That might be new. Or new-ish. Maybe new adjacent. So yeah, that's why I've not been keeping these in stock. And yeah, the actual cash here isn't very much. I just wanted to make sure we had it. In fact, I shouldn't have grabbed it as a priority because we already had 2. But I just wanted to make sure that we had some there to give that example. So that's the reason why I've not been keeping the generic armor around, because unless you've got primitive armor, the default armor on a mech is exactly the same as that. So that's the reason for that. Now, I did actually want to go to navigation because I wanted to talk to Sumire about... Oh, she's... That just brings up the map. Okay.
Yes, Commander?
Let's talk about keeping the mech warriors safe during combat extractions. This is what I wanted to talk about. Of course, Commander. It's important to remember that the Leopard is a dropship. Once I commit to a pickup, it's vulnerable until we're back in orbit. The gunnery crews can keep light resistance at bay, but serious opposition means we have to pull back and wait for a better window. Once we're on the ground, it's even worse, and there's very little we can do to keep the mech heads safe. A wing of aerospace fighters could help both cases, though. Fighters could open a path for me during insertions, or keep back ground forces while we're loading. Getting a pair makes it less likely they'll run off if it gets dangerous, I guess that's supposed to be. Aerospace support doesn't sound cheap. What are the options? We could pick up a light, medium, or heavy wing. We have room to dock them to the Leopard, and we can find bunks for the pilots. We'd also need a tech or two. I wouldn't trust Yang's mech techs to handle aerospace support. You'd have to decide what kind of wing to bring, though. Each has their advantages and disadvantages. So, which is which? Bigger is better, right? The heavy wing sounds like the best choice. I don't know that, but I want to know what each one is good at. Heavy aerospace fighters carry the most weapons and armor, but aren't very nimble. They're best in space and will easily clear a path for the Leopard to get dirtside quickly. They don't turn well, though, and have a hard time making strafing runs. You shouldn't expect much protection from them when loading. 1 to 2 round delay for withdraw. Leopard suffers 80% of ground damage, 100,000 a month maintenance. Doesn't sound like a good fit. What else can we do? Would a light wing make sense? Light aerospace wings are the fastest and most nimble, but carry less weapons and armor. They're at a disadvantage in space combat, but their agility means they can easily strafe the ground pounders. They won't help me much on insertion, but should provide excellent coverage while you're loading. 3 to 4 round delay for withdrawal. Leopard suffers 20% of ground damage, 30,000 a month maintenance. That sounds better, because space combat, unless RogueTech has some significant changes there, isn't a factor here. So that doesn't sound like a good fit. What else can we do? It does, actually, but we'll see. Is a medium wing the compromise choice, then? Yeah, pretty much. Medium aerospace fighters are reasonably good defense during an insertion and are nimble enough to be able to make multiple passes at ground troops. They aren't the best in either scenario, but are a good middle approach between both extremes. For what it's worth, this would be my preference. 2 to 3 round delay for withdrawal. Leopard suffers 40% of ground damage. That's still a very significant reduction. 70k a month for maintenance. How much is the setup cost on this?
Commander?
She'll just do it right now? So she will. There's no setup cost on it. Fascinating. Okay, well, we're going to tick forward a couple of days here. That's as many days as we're going to tick for the moment. We don't have the mech warriors to deploy right now, of course. So we should probably tick forward just a couple more days. How many are we going to need? 5 days? Okay. 1. Oh, is this an event? Nope. I think that was 5. Yep, we've got 4 mech warriors available. Fantastic. So we can go ahead and deploy. And I think that'll mean that we can also deploy closer to the enemies, while at the same time having an easier time withdrawing. So that's probably worth 70k per month. I mean, 70k per month really isn't that much, but we absolutely need to deploy, like, right now. And we're right at the end of the episode, so I'm just going to put a cut in here, and next episode, we will go ahead and deploy. We need to do something about our morale. We'll get there. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.